We've already covered enough ground in this program to establish the fact that people are responsible for their personal lives, barring some act of God or government, catastrophe or war that might intervene to change things, permanently or temporarily. For example, a lot of my friends, many of them very good friends of mine, were killed during World War II when they were in their 20s and 30s. The lives of others have been unalterably modified by injury or serious illness. But for most of us, we have our health, which is the natural inclination of all nature, and we have our lives to live. Sometimes, believe it or not, that's a personal handicap. It often takes the physically handicapped to demonstrate for us the unlimited possibilities that exist as an option for those willing to set goals and stay with them until they're achieved, while the healthy among us often take the path of least resistance. I think it was Bill Veeck, when he had the Chicago White Sox, who said, "I don't want the natural athlete. I want a guy who'll go after the hard ones." It's the people in this world willing to go after the hard ones who achieve greatness. They're motivated. There's that word again. They're motivated to give the last ounce of themselves in the achievement of their goals. Now let's look at some facts of life. Only about 5% of the people achieve unusual success during their lives. These are the people who earn larger incomes, live in better neighborhoods, in better, larger homes, have better education, more of the good things of life, and make a correspondingly larger contribution to their communities. They tend to speak better English and send their kids to better schools. There are always exceptions to any rule, and there are many exceptions to this 5% group. I know a man who's head of one of the largest, best-known companies in the United States who can hardly put 10 words together in their proper order. If murdering the English language were a misdemeanor, he'd be on death row. Yet he has mansions, yachts, private jets, the works. Why, with no more than perhaps a 6th-grade education and the apparent determination to assiduously avoid any improvement to it, has this man and his family enjoyed such spectacular financial success? Answer: he knows how to serve the people. His organization serves millions of people every day of the week. He's worked hard all of his life to build the great organization he heads, and he's done a fine job of it. So he can buy $3 million yachts and pay cash for them. And when he wants to go someplace in a hurry, there's his Gulfstream 3 warmed up and ready for him when his chauffeur takes him to the airport. But most people in that top 5% fit the earlier description. Many of them are not rich by the standards of our mega millionaire friend, but they're in the top 5% of American incomes. They're set for life, and they, as a group, tend to enjoy themselves very much. They play a better game of golf or tennis than most of the country's hackers, and they love their lifestyles. Now, a child is born in the United States. The odds, because of the statistics we've been talking about, are 95 to 5 that he will not be born into this top 5%. Like most children, he'll soon take his environment for granted. Let's assume he's a boy, although it works the same way for a girl. It will save my having to say he or she all the way through this interesting example. He grows up accepting his environment, his world, and his world is his environment as it is. Without giving it a single thought, his environment becomes a natural part of him. Everything about his environment is a conditioning factor. The speech of his parents and relatives and neighbors becomes his speech. What he learns in school will have very little effect on it. That's why you hear grown-up men and women who've gone through the American school system saying such things as ain't and where's it at. They didn't learn those locutions in school. They were the habitual pattern of speech they heard in their environment. I know an attorney who still says, where's it at? Anyone's speech habits are an immediate tip-off as to his upbringing. The only reason mine tend to be rather good is because from the time I was a small child I wanted to be a writer, and words were of great interest to me. Words are the tools of a writer's trade, and a good writer will have a decent inventory of them and tend to keep them well-oiled and shiny. I was the only person in our family so affected. The rest had other interests, education not being one of them. If the statistics were reversed, it would be wonderful. If 95% of the people were successful to the degree the 5% are, the odds of a child being raised by the right group would be reversed. But that's not the case. So our typical young man or young woman grows up to mirror his or her environment. He thinks as they think. He takes that life for granted. All the people he loves are in that group. It's his group, too. And if he doesn't come across some unusual motivation along the way, he'll become an indistinguishable part of it. He does that because it's the perfectly natural thing to do. Their goals, or the lack of them, become his goals. A nice house on a nice street, a steady job of some kind, a good, steady income, a good wife and good kids, and so the story goes. He operates on minimums all the years of his life. He never, except while playing his sports or getting ready for a date as a young man, gets out of low gear. It isn't necessary in the United States. This country's so affluent, so vital, and so perennially booming that people don't have to shift into second or third gear in order to meet average requirements. And neither do most of the people throughout the world. Nor should they have to if they don't want to. His wife, while their children are small, is the hardest working human being in our society. She has no 8-hour day or 5-day-a-week system. She works 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, and according to a recent survey, if she had to do it all over again, she'd think twice about it. More than 50% of her number also hold down a regular paying job. She didn't know about the 5% either. No one ever said to this young man or this young woman, "Now look here, there are two very distinct groups of people in our society. They're in different layers of this socio-economic pyramid." And here, the parent or teacher would have sketched a pyramid. Now there's the top 5% who live and work in this top section here, and the person would have drawn a line into what represents the top 5% of the pyramid. Now here's what we call the great middle class in America. It's divided into two main groups. The upper middle class, another line would be drawn on the pyramid, and the lower middle class. The United States has the largest middle class of any country in the world. And then down here at the bottom, these few lower layers, these are the people who, because of 1,000 perfectly good reasons, need to be helped by all the rest of us. They have difficulty coping. Many of them are too old or sick to help themselves. We have some 25 million functional illiterates, and so on. So these young people would see very clearly their options. It would be made clear to them that they have the freedom, thank God and our forefathers, to choose. They have the option, if they so choose, to live and work on virtually any layer of that pyramid. And it should be pointed out to them that the higher up on that pyramid you climb, the better the view, the fresher the air, the smaller the crowd. Now that's important to know, but it takes more effort to climb higher on a pyramid. It's much easier to settle for these lower layers. You don't have to learn so much, and so on. Now, the parent or teacher might continue, we live right here at this level on the pyramid. And then the parent or teacher might say, it's not in the higher levels, but it's certainly not in the lower levels either. It's where I wanted to be. Your mother and I have been quite happy here. Well, I hope you get the picture. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we would be shown that when we're about 12 or 13? Wouldn't it be great to know we had that option and to see that pyramid? Well, this program is for the people who want to be in the top 5%, and it has a great deal of what we need to know to get into and stay in the top 5%. And while getting into the top 5% may be one's goal, it's good to remember that like any destination on planet Earth, there are a million ways to get there. Any road will do, any calling will do, if we go about it the right way. You can get rich hauling garbage, and many have already done so. It's a vital service to the community, but you have to go about it in a certain way. This young man, and now that we've brought his wife into the picture, this fine young woman, because of their past environment, their conditioning, come under the statistics of average Americans, because they live their lives in an average way. But of course they're not really average people. With the right motivation, they could become very uncommon people and do very uncommon things. They could render much greater service to their community and reap a much more abundant harvest as a result, if they knew what we're talking about in this program. Now, what are the odds that they will ever come across Dr. Brand Blanchard's advice about happiness? Do they know what happiness is and where it comes from? Has either of them ever truly explored his and her potential strong point? What is it that your original genetic pattern makes you especially qualified to do, young man and young woman? What do you most want to do? What brings you the greatest joy? Do you know your rewards all the years of your life will be determined by the extent of your contribution, your service to others? Do you know why some people are paid $20,000 a week, while others are paid the minimum wage? Bill Cosby earned $12 million in 1986. Do you know why? It's because of the people he serves. There's an investment banker in Los Angeles who earns about $40 million a year. Do you know that as far as is known, there's no limit on earnings? What would you like to earn? How about $1,000 a week? That's $52,000 a year, or twice that. That's not all there is to living by any means, far from it, but it does pay the bills, and if you earn an income in the upper 5% of the population, there you are, in that top 5% of the pyramid that the sun hits first as the earth does its daily rollover act, and the sun is still shining on it later in the day when the rest of the plain is dark. It's nice up there. And shooting for it will bring out the best that's in you. You'll do more for others. You'll make a greater contribution. You'll give more to charities. You'll help more people. So how about it? There's a talk I'd like to give to young people. Some would say I'd stir discontent among them, but I would reply that discontent is the greatest motivator of them all, and is responsible for every great boon to humankind, from running water in the inside toilet to the supermarket. A little discontent is a good thing, especially when it's discontent with ourselves. The effective environment is an incalculably powerful force. The deepest craving of young people is to be liked by their fellow students. Acceptance and esteem in the eyes of their contemporaries is their deepest craving. So they begin to do what the other kids are doing, and the other kids begin doing what they're doing, and everyone acts just like everyone else. They dress alike, they talk alike, they laugh at the same things, even when it isn't funny. It's at this critical age that they begin to play, not follow the leader. That'd be all right. The game they play is called follow the follower. Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, these young, wonderful, impressionable people conform to one another. They never ask, are the people to whom I'm conforming qualified to lead me? It's belonging that's important, belonging to the group. And that's the subtle trap that gets practically everybody. If we don't break out of that trap sooner or later, millions, no billions do. It's astonishing how many adults never break out. We see them in their 50s and 60s, still playing to the wrong crowd, still trying to be one of the boys. Do you remember what Willie Loman said in Arthur Miller's great play, Death of a Salesman? He said, the important thing is to be liked. Willie Loman never grew up. He never knew who he was. His story is a modern tragedy. It's always been a tragedy. It's the story of the mob. That's why so many young, healthy women are smoking today. It's their way of going counter to what they know is the intelligent thing to do. It's their small and very pitiful rebellion. When a person has no identity of his or her own, that person will seek to find that identity in a larger group. That's why joining groups of various kinds is so popular. In that way, we get a badge, a label that tells us what we are. Now we're properly labeled. This is not to say that successful men and women do not belong to organizations. They certainly do, and they make major contributions to their organizations. But they don't need the organization for identity. They're quite aware of who and what they are. And if their organizations did not exist, they would be successful, independent performers in society. They would never feel lost. Successful people follow independent paths. This is the important point to remember. At some point in their lives, they break away from the crowd and start on a path of their own. That's the adult, the intelligent thing for a human creature to do. In striking off on an independent path, they're not necessarily alone. It's just that they join a much smaller group of like-minded people. They can't take the whole crowd into that top 5%. The ancient Romans had their circus. Modern Americans have their television. It's far superior to the old Roman circus, and they don't even have to leave the comfort of their living rooms. It's true that there are many wonderful things on television, and an eclectic approach, that is, selecting those programs in which you're really interested, makes sense. But millions of families have the television sets on all day. They're mesmerized by it, and when one thinks of what they could be doing with some of that time, it makes one realize that it's much easier to win. One of the best things about getting in that top 5% is that as we get older, life need not become less interesting for us or more laborious. We become more productive as we approach our 60s and 70s and often many years beyond. And it's nice to grow older with all the goodies of life. It's more comfortable. One can spend one's winters in Florida or somewhere south of the equator and one's summers in the cooler, healthier climates. and one can enjoy all the benefits of the good life. But perhaps most importantly of all, one can say, I gave it my best, and I'm not through yet. It's been a wonderful experience, this holiday on Earth, and I've enjoyed it very, very much. Now let's see what we can do with the rest of it. Yes, I think it's actually easier to win. There's less competition up there where the view is so much better and the air is so fresh and clean. And it's almost never too late. For with a purpose, a worthy goal, and the motivation to reach those upper layers on the pyramid, a person can travel farther in a few years than he might otherwise travel in a lifetime.
All right. Good evening, everybody. So I guess the caller started. So saying good evening again is does it make sense? All right. So if you are just joining, good evening, welcome. Well, so getting straight to the point, I don't know how many of you were really taking notes when he was talking. Let me unmute so that people can really talk. All right. I don't know how many of you were taking notes of what he was saying, having really listened and paid attention. He said some quite interesting thing, and one of the things I jotted down here, he said, at the end of the day, successful people follow independent paths. They break out of the multitude to follow an independent path. That's quite interesting. And another thing he said that I jotted down here is said that everybody plays the game of following the follower instead of playing the game of following the leader. So everybody follows their peers. So everybody is wearing. I think it goes on in the trend. I think it goes on in the trend in which we have today, like say, everybody is wearing, which latest designer is in book now, Seth? Which one can I even remember, Seth? I don't think I know any. So I basically don't get any of those things.
EV Boniga Veneta.
What's that movie? Boniga Veneta, what? Okay. Can you imagine? Well, so everybody is wearing, of course, this is the first time I'm really hearing this.
Hello, Shakes.
Shakes. Shalom.
How are we doing this?
Mute everybody. All right. So let me go up that thing so I can relate. All right. So let me see images. Oh, this green, who is this person? This person keeps on muting his mic. I'm muting his mic. So, yeah, I'm a fashionista.
Why are you muting me, for God's sake? Shakes, I don't like this.
Sir, please.
Shakes, how are we doing this?
Yeah, disturbing our call, sir.
Is Shakes around?
He's not.
Okay. Okay, what do you guys sell?
Sir, this is a Zoom call, please.
I know. I'm seeing some shoes on the screen. Do you people sell shoes?
No, we don't sell shoes. This is a trading platform. We are talking. We are trying to get
Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Yes, thank you, sir. All right, guys, sorry about that. So, yeah, so this stuff, all right. So this is the stuff in book now. I didn't know it was this green stuff. It called Bonita. Or I don't even care. I don't even like it. So
it's
now,
Bottega, I think it's Italian.
Yeah, I don't even care. I necessarily don't care. So let's say everybody is wearing this, and all of a sudden it's something in vogue, and everybody simply just follows the trend, not really knowing what really is in line and all of those things. So you get the point, sir. Everybody is trying to play the game of following the follower instead of following the leader. You understand the idea of that. So my friend is buying an iPhone 13. So everybody tries to say, I want to be like my friend. My friend is already out. So they are just trying to put you are putting a pressure on yourself of what is not, what necessarily does not even matter. So basically, that was another point I jotted down. Another point I jotted down is it says that there are that if you want to how did you put that thing now? I just said I wrote it down here as the top 5% out of the 100. So basically, how many people really wants to be rich at the end of the day? Because I think it is wealth that I used to say it that the ground is too crowded. The ground floor is crowded already. Let's go to the top. I'm going to the top, just 5%. So the question to ask is, are you part of the 5%? If you're not part of the 5%, do you want to be part of the 5%? If you want to be part of the 5%, what are the things you are doing to be part of the 5%? I think it was on Friday. It was on Friday when I was on Matthew's call during the New York section that Ancho, they brought in some new educators, Nate and Joey. And Ancho was talking about Nate, how I think Nate is an athlete. So he runs, I think. And it was like it was from Nate, he learned how to be disciplined from. I think that was where they shared that book that I shared to everybody, the Zen trader. That he was talking about how it was Nate that taught him how to be disciplined in every single thing he was doing, how to be disciplined with the way he eats, how to be disciplined with his gym, how to be disciplined with the way he reads, and all of those things. And at the end of the day, you would realize that the mistake. So the mistake everybody is making. You discover that if you sit down, you discover that is necessarily maybe one single mistake you are doing. Probably maybe you are not really disciplined enough. You get the idea. You are really not disciplined enough. I think I was on a call with someone last night, a friend of mine last night, and I was telling him how that if you don't have an evidence, don't trade. If you don't have an evidence, don't trade. I think it was last 3 weeks or last 2 weeks, I got talking to Coach Tony and privately, and I was asking him how that. I don't know how many of you have noticed that recent time is as before Coach uses a trade. So I was trying to ask Coach that, okay, who are your mentors that you have been watching? What are the new things you are watching? Because I actually am interested in all of those good things. Like, I know at one time you were following Frank and John Phillip. So who are the people you are watching on recent? And he says he has never been watching any video recently. He has not been, his mentors remain the same people, same old, same old. The only thing is, the same thing he's doing is what he's still doing. The same thing he taught you is what he's still doing. That he's just doing the same thing over and over again. Watch, rinse, repeat. Watch, wash, rinse, repeat. That's just the thing he's doing. Higher time frame points of interest, lower time frame execution. Which was what led me to doing that video I made. Higher time frame points of interest, lower time frame execution. Now, if you have not seen that video, well, I might say you are missing. But you need to watch that video. So it was like, yeah. So if he has an higher time frame point of interest, is that patient enough to wait? I think it was supposed to someone that says that the key to speed is to wait. And really, that's the truth. The key for you to make your account great or large or abundant is for you to wait. You know, in recent time, I discovered that there are some people that immediately they load their account, now they want to get on the trade the next minute. So I've loaded my account with $100. Immediately they go into the market to start scanning for trades, and they force themselves to be in one trade. Not really patient enough to wait for their setup, their signature trade. And because I'm even surprised that these days some people don't even have their signature trades. Now that I'm saying signature trade, people will now start thinking maybe it's something I am saying, or maybe something big that, okay, so what else is signature trade? It's nothing, it's just like your pattern, your style of trading. For me, for instance, now, in recent time, I only trade during New York Stock Exchange because I discovered that NASDAQ, that's when NASDAQ and the indices moves. And that's the time that is so good for me to. Now, there are certain things I'm looking for: distribution below opening price, accumulation above, distribution above opening price, accumulation below opening price. I'm looking for new current trading range. I'm looking at POI, liquidity sweeps, and all of those things. You know, all of these things. Those are the things I'm just looking for. That's my own signature for you. If you go back to look at all of my charts, you discover that it is the same thing over and over and over again. In fact, the weekly outlook we're about to do today now is the same thing I've been doing right on time that I'm going to be doing again. So doing one thing in a very disciplined way. Yeah, I understand the fact that you should grow in knowledge, you should grow, you shouldn't be stagnant. But because yeah, that was what coach said. He said the worst place for you to be is to be in the place whereby you were last year. Yes, I understand the fact that you should grow in knowledge. So many things are subjected to you to change. Yeah, the smart money concept we are trading today, some generation are going to come and they're going to put an advanced method to it. They're going to make it much simpler and all of those kinds of things. But that doesn't mean you should leave what is working. If you ignore that which is working, it's pride. So I believe you guys get what I'm trying to say, that you need to be disciplined with the way you are approaching not just the trade, let's say your life. Some people still wake up late. Some people still don't read. Some people's mind is not being transformed. And from that very audio we just listened to, some people, your environment matters. What kind of environment are you living in? And when we talk about the environment, we're really talking about the interior and the exterior. Yeah, I can understand the fact that your exterior might not be conducive enough, but what's happening in your interior? Meaning your mind. I think it was Bishop Oyedepo that was saying something like, you don't need to travel around the world to know the world. You can know everything. You can bring the whole world into your room. You have your phone, you have your laptop. You can grow. You can dream with God in your mind. Your mind can literally just shift. Like your mind can literally just transform. I mean, sorry for the people that are not Christians, all right? I think it was God that was talking to Abraham that as far as your eyes can see, that I have given out to you. So how much of what was your mind reflecting? What's your mind really reflecting? Because at the end of the day, these are the things that is going to tell on what your body exports. Please, I need a video to, oh yeah, very simple. Just go to YouTube, and search for RBTM. Yeah, so you see, maybe RBTM 301. Yeah. So this is the group here. You can see the video here. Higher time frame point of interest. So many good videos, good stuff there. So higher time frame point of interest, lower time frame execution, and all of those stuffs. Yeah. So your mind, that was all we're talking about. Your transformational level. How much of your mind are you giving to it? Some people, when you blow your account, you leave the chat or you leave Forex for, let's say, 1-3 weeks. And then when you have gathered some money together, you load your account again. That's when you now start opening MetaTrader and trading. And then all of a sudden you blow it again, and then you leave for, let's say, 1 month. And then you gather money again, come back and put it in Forex. And then you say Forex is not working. Instead of you to stay, even when you lose your account, demo trade. Study the market, keep on back testing, keep on watching the video, keep at it. It's the game of discipline. Keep at it, continue. Even if the money to trade is not there yet, keep on sharpening your skills. Well, I don't know. I believe I should draw the cut there. That was about 34 minutes of talking. If you are angry with me, I'm sorry. If I eat your nerves, I'm sorry. Forgive me. But yeah, that'll be that. So let's get into this charts and see what we have. Are we still friends? All right, so let me get feedback. Are we still friends? But if you don't like me, you can easily just hop off the group, the call. Don't worry. It's not voila.
You are still friends, sir.
All right. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah, I see you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see Port. Port said he does not want to be a mechanic. He has been shouting that in my ears since like forever. All right. Okay, that's enough. Yes, let me get serious in the chat. Let me get serious in the chat. Wow, we are 55 on the call. Man, New Year is Christmas is coming. Oh, Coach birthday too is coming. Woo. What are we doing for Coach birthday? Sheesh. Right? I think Coach is November. Coach Anthony is November. Always November. I don't remember now. Please, you should all lost him. When is Coach birthday? When is Coach Tony's birthday? November 13th. Yeah. Exactly. Coach and Wealthy Israel. So their birthday is coming. Wow. Oh, nice one. Coach go just that day, just know that coach is not going to be available that day. Coach is always not available on his birthday. So if you are going to send him happy birthday, just send him the next day. I'm giving you a heads up. We're going to. So November 14th, that's when we celebrate Coach birthday because we already know that 13th is not always not around. So on 14th, we'll start doing the turn up and everything. All right, so let me stop playing around and get into this thing. All right, the DXY. The DXY is the dollar index. So basically, I think around last year, November, we said we have anticipated that we're going to be having a bullish dollar, and we can see from 2022, from about April last year, thereabout, the dollar had already reversed and it has been bullish ever since. And the reason why we said it has been bullish ever since is because checking historical records, I think the picture was uploaded in the group today. Checking historical records, the party in office, they always they have a footprint that they've been consistent about with rather on being bullish and bearish. So Democrats, I think because Democrats like war, and war helps US a lot. So that's bringing me to even think about the Russian Ukraine war. Probably maybe that's where. But then because I'm going to be uploading this thing on YouTube, before they come and carry me in my house, I'm just saying what I think. I'm not saying what I know. I don't know it for a certain thing. So I want to be safe. I don't want to spend the rest of my life in jail because I said something wrong. But yeah, now it's just playing around. So, but basically, the party in office, they are usually deciding which way the market is going to move. I think Bush was the one that drove the market down a lot. George Bush was really a bearish person. Oh, sheesh. Maybe that guy likes selling a lot too. So maybe he's a seller. Maybe he learns from this guy that I don't know. But you get the point. As in the end, that's the ones they just closed down the channel. And I'm happy to open up another one and make new videos. Yeah, so the dollar has been crazy bullish. Well, we're looking at this potential area. We're looking at this imbalance and this last push up before we have this aggressive push down. And looking at that, we have an harmonics pattern. I think this is a cipher thereabout or a shark. I can't remember now. And we have this harmonics pattern, which we are considering and thinking like, okay, probably maybe the dollar might drop from here. But if it does not drop, then we are going to continue that bullish formation. So looking at that in the weekly time frame, inside of the weekly time frame, let me hide this. All right. So inside the weekly time frame, we see how we created this brush now. We created this higher low and then this higher high, this higher low, this higher high. Sheesh. And then we have this weekly breakout structure here, right? We have that weekly breakout structure, but this place can be more of internal structure play, right? Because we used to have the structure within the structure and all of those things. So this might just be distribution distribution to come back here to reaccumulate and then continue that bullish pattern. You get the idea? So yeah, that's what we have on the dollar, on the monthly time, on the weekly time frame. So we are expecting that, I think for some week now, I've been expecting them to capture this low, in which we've seen that they've captured, and they'll probably capture this low and come back into this push down, which we see on the daily time frame as this. So we see that on this weekly time frame, we have some kind of relatively equal lows there, which I'm expecting that the price should be attracted to. You understand? So price should be attracted to that place, and below that place, we are seeing this imbalance that existed here. You can see how price swept all of this liquidity here, this last push down. So this to me seemed like an institutional candle that we are playing off. So it's possible price comes into this place and redistributes, or probably they sweep this low. Okay, no, that's not it. They sweep this low, and then you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. So our mind is open to two perspectives now. Probably maybe they've distributed in this PO high, right, to continue that bearish formation, or probably they are going to reaccumulate in this place to continue that bullish formation. So you get. So probably the first thing we are going to be looking for is, let's say this week is looking for buys here. So basically this week I'm basically looking for buys here. I'm looking for price to drop into this place for buys. If at all I want to sell, then I'll be expecting them to say, maybe take out these highs. Yeah, that's my magnet. Say, take out these highs. Right? And say, trade into this imbalance here. All right, so probably maybe price wants to do that. And you can see, if you're looking at that bearish formation there, you can see how we have this high, this low. Okay, sorry, this high, this low, this high. This was the last lower low. No, yeah, then lower high to then give us this lower low. So this area becomes some kind of potential area for me. So I think I can drop to the 4 hours then. All right. I hope my chart is not so rough. Can you guys see clearly? Let me make it clean a little bit. All right, I think it's a bit clean now. So because of that daily perspective, that means this area to me looks like, seems to be like internal liquidity to me. But you can see how price is already reacting off that place. So looking at this, two perspectives you can open your mind to as well, following price action. You can either see this as internal liquidity, which then means that you can see this trading range that price created here, low, high. So probably price creates here and then push up into this imbalance to then distribute here, to then come down to take this. I'm pretty sure one of this is going to happen. So one thing I'm expecting now is, say, the first thing will be this. I think I'll have to look at the 2 hours or something there. So say that low, and then this high. So this supposed to be the current trading range that we are seeing now, right? So possible now that we get, let's start brush. We get this, right? Now, if we don't get that, then we'll be expecting what now? A break of structure here, and then price push down to come back here and then push down. You get the gist. Do you guys get? Hello. I think I'm talking to myself. Is my mic okay?
No, sir.
Yes, sir, we are with you. We are with you.
Loud and clear.
All right, brilliant. Thank you. All right, so two things you are just waiting for this week now. Remember I said it's a game of discipline. So just be disciplined to wait for what price wants to do. So first is I'm waiting for, if at all I want to sell. Yeah, if at all I want to sell, then I'll be waiting for a break of structure here. If at all I want to buy, then this becomes my potential area for reaccumulation. This push here becomes my potential area for reaccumulation. So I'll be waiting for price to come into that area and then reaccumulate. Probably say maybe I get a 15 minutes break of structure in this area here. Okay, so COT shows that net short to DXY long term. All right, so that means COT is telling us that we are going to be bearish. So that means we should be anticipating the break of structure. But yeah, that's just the two things to just expect. One of these will happen. Remember, just opening your mind to both sides of the game. So either we get this break of structure, right? Price comes back into this place and then you aim for this low, this liquidity here, or price pops up, distributes in this place, pops up into this imbalance here, and then redistributes in this place to then go down. So one of those two. I'm pretty sure one of those two will happen, or not. But I'm pretty sure one of the two is going to happen. So having said that, do I need to mark this out? Yeah, I think I should send this out. That means I'll be expanding this to upside. So this becomes the imbalance to wait out for. Okay. Why is it not straight? All right. So this becomes what to wait for. And I don't know if I send this out, if people that are not in the chat and the call will understand. I believe they should. I think they should. All right, so that'll be for the DXY. Please stop. Can you be sending this thing to me personally? All right, so EU being the opposite of the case, right? So we're not going to spend so much time on EU going from higher time frame to lower time frame. So we can easily just stay on 4 hours for EU. So EU, now, okay, yeah, I think I should even explain I should talk a little bit about EU. Let me remove this section break line so I can have some clean charts. Okay, so looking at EU, I think I should explain EU some more. Let me explain EU some more. So now you see, I said this some few weeks back. You can see how EU over the year has been in this descending channel. So you can see this correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, and all of those good stuff. So now EU is about to head back into its correction, its impulse mode, meaning going back into the trend. That's what impulse actually just means. So going back into the trend, correction means counter trend, all right? So it all means, so probably maybe now, yeah, I remember what I wanted to say. So EU took out that high that I was expecting it to take, and then came into this imbalance there on the 4 hour. You can see that imbalance, and then redistributed. And we had this break of structure here. But I don't know, sometimes I feel I'm not satisfied because of seeing the way the TXY is doing. I don't think the dollar might, EU might just drop like this. And it's possible EU drops. If EU is going to then drop, this then becomes my potential area for redistribution. Okay, 50%, 50% of that. All right, 50% of that. Now, I'm also aware of this current trading range that is creating here, right? So this to me might seem like internal liquidity. So probably maybe we get this pop up, then we distribute to the downside. You get the gist. So that'll be what I'll just be keeping an eye on EU. And then I'm looking for, there should be some kind of imbalance somewhere there. Let's say 3 hours. All right, yeah, I like this now. So seeing this imbalance that is existing here, All right, EU will most probably make a real rally towards under 3,000 and then sell off to this. An important support for now, be around 9,800. Yeah, yeah. All right. I'm coming, let me see that again. 13,000. So 13,000 is around there. Where's that my line now? So 1.03,000. Is it 3,000 or 300? That's 3,000. So where's my line? Oh wow. So EU most likely will rally here. I beg to differ. EU will not get here. I can bet that. EU will not reach there. EU can't. That's too high. That means he is most likely, if he used to go there, then EU most likely is going to just change trend. That means the trend is going to just change entirely. Well, I don't know, Shao, but everybody with their trading pattern, because I feel that is more of a retail way, and I'm not saying retail is wrong. Just my trading style, ideally, my trading style. So basically, this is what I'm expecting. So say this break of structure there. This becomes potential area yield high. So yeah, so probably maybe we get that. We either distribute here or distribute here. I'll probably maybe go a bit upper. I don't know, but let's see. Keeping my mind open. Okay. So let's see. Let me delete this. I can have a little bit of a clean chart. What else can I delete? I think it's okay like this. Yeah, looks beautiful like this. Okay, I should switch to the daily chart. All right, sir. 3,000. Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. Somewhere at this level here, I can see that to the left, there's some kind of support there. Yeah, I know. Yeah, basically, you're correct. You're correct, sir. You're correct. Keeping in mind that I hope you know that if we are to trade, if we are to trade above this place, then that's going to be a daily break of structure. That means the trend has changed entirely. But yeah, you're correct, sir. Oh, I see. Oh, all right. All right, basically, yeah. I see. So GJ being the next one. So for GJ, basically this is what I see on GJ. I do see, yeah, DXY left its own intact. So I don't know what DXY wants to do. I really don't know what DXY wants to do, but my mind is open actually. I'm having an open mind to see what DXY wants to do. So GU, right? So for GU, I honestly see GU taking out these highs. I see GU taking out these highs and trading into this place, and then giving me a redistribution above the highs. So for GU, I'm expecting distribution above the highs, or probably GU is going to stall in this place. But I doubt if GU is going to stall. Now, the beautiful thing that is now going to then happen is probably GU is going to make the high. Maybe GU is going to make the high, right? EU, excuse me, let me quickly check something on EU. Yeah, EU rallies a bit up, and then DXY gives the divergence. So I'm pretty sure they are going to diverge. So DXY is going to make an high, EU is going to make a low, and then probably DXY is going to make a lower low, or lower high rather, and then DXY is going to do this. Yeah, I basically see this happening. So I'm basically expecting a divergence in this space. And that might be the signal for us returning into the trend. So yeah, that's basically what I see. So for GU, I'm going to be putting this out. Disclaimer, say expecting, did I get that right? Divergent with EU and DXY and GU distribution above the eyes. Yeah, I basically see that. Let's see what text work. Okay. All right, so let's see that. Let me munch this out to send out first. All right. Okay, so the DXY will come down to near 104 levels. Okay, let me see 104 levels. 104, 104, 104. Where's that line? So I can. One of 4 levels. Okay. So basically expecting DXY to come down to 104 level by the end of this month, but a possible upside to retest 11415 is possible. 11415. So basically we are expecting DXY to come into this place. Yeah, somewhere around here. Where's that box? Yeah. I think down. Okay, down is support, up is resistance, right? Yeah. So probably DXY coming into that place. Yeah, possible. Very possible. Very possible. Keeping in mind that once we close below this place, then we have a weekly break of structure, then I do see DXY dumping. All right, guys. So yeah, that's my bias. That's my own bias. So I just see this happening on DXY and G. So oh, so we have someone from India joining the call. I'll blow. Forget it. I've made it in life. I've made it in life. Forget it. All right. So the next pair I want to look at is say a card. Okay. Yeah. I think let me quickly run through the pairs I uploaded over the week on the call. All right. On the chart. So for Euro GDP, I'm expecting these buys. I'm expecting us to take out this low, trade into this imbalance here, and probably come down into this institutional candle. So basically, I'm expecting this. Let's do this. I'm expecting one of these to happen. Or I'm expecting this to happen. So long term, I'm going to be getting ready to take a swing trade on Euro GDP. I think I've done that already. So oh, I see. So some good stuff are going on in the chat. Well, nice one. So basically from that, then, so I don't get distracted. I can easily get distracted playing. All right, so I think I marked out some point of interest here that didn't come back here. So yeah, I think I forgot to upload this point of interest. I was expecting price to come back here and didn't come back. So basically it's just to be patient to wait. Yeah, I'm fine actually, folks. I'm actually fine. I'm very, very fine. So I'm just going to be patient waiting for Euro GDP buys. So So for the sell, yeah, which then means that if EU GDP is to trade into this place, that means EU is going to actually rally down. So if EG is going to be buying, that means EU should keep dumping. Yeah, I'm expecting that. I'm expecting that to really happen. Yeah, we can do that. Well, that will be after the call. All right. The next one being A card. I think I shared A card as well. Yeah, A card took out external liquidity, so we're expecting accumulation below the lows here. And we can see, wow. So A card is going to give us the buy play this week. So you can see how A card, after taking out this external liquidity, accumulated here. So we can catch in on the reaccumulation now. So that means we should have display today, this week. So all of this actually is the point of interest. All of this push down. All of this push down. So basically, any form of distribution, any form of accumulation I will be getting in this place might be a good way for me to play this week. So let's see 2 hours. Let's see something. And I captured this on one of the time frames. It's only 1 hour. Yeah, on the 1 hour. So yeah, I'm expecting this on the 1 hour. So I'm expecting probably price comes into this place and then start buying. So I could share this first. And then maybe share this second. All right, yeah. So that'll be for, let's see GA. What is GA doing? I like GA. Oh, wow. So I'm expecting GA to cut those highs, but AU, I'm not checked the, just A card. I'm not checked the, I'm not even going to check AU. I don't do AU. All right. So this, truth be told, I'm just going to sit out on GA. GA not clear to me. G card, nothing clear. I don't like all of this price action. GJ, when last did I even open GJ safe? Not till GJ. How many of you remember that outlook we did with seasonality? That we said GJ was going to really fall. Can you see that? It feels good to be right, actually. You know, when your analysis just goes exactly as planned. We anticipated this guy falling massively, and you can see that, and it rose. Sweet. All right, GM. Yeah, someone sent me a trade on Euro Swizzle. I'm going to check Euro Swizzle real soon. I think I'll check Euro Swizzle real next because I think there's one beautiful limit I'm going to set immediately market opens. All right, so on Euro Swizzle, you can see how we broke structure. We came into this PO high here, right? We had this volatility indices. I can look at one or two volatility indices, but those things looks like child's play today. So we had this break of structure. So I'm expecting price to come into this place today, redistribute, and then give us that sell to the downside. You can see how we had that break of structure there. So I'm expecting that, and then probably say capture all of this low resistance that we have here. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for on GN. I think I can send this out. This looks clean, right? But remember what I said, when you don't have evidence for this now, this is a 4-hour chart. If I don't have a 15 to 30-minute break of structure, no trade for me. I can't set my limit. And of course, you even know the way GN can be safe. Yeah, crazy, what's it called now? Volatility. Crazy stop loss. All right, USD CHF. I think this is my best analysis this year, I think, aside NASDAQ. Because this has just been going as planned, like everything as exactly, it's almost as if I'm the one moving the trade. But yeah, so, right, where do I even start from? This, yes, the CHF. All right, why did I put this house here? I'm trying to look for why I put that there. Okay, yeah, look at the weekly time frame. Right, you can see how we created a new higher high there. So we have this new higher high, this being our lower low here. So I'm expecting price to drop into this area before accumulating. That means I should be looking for sales up here. All right, I'm going to check this real soon. So I should be looking for sales way above here, you get. So let me delete this so that it can be way more clear. So I can have a clean chart. If I send this out now, I think it's more confusing because it's not clean at all. And I don't want to clean this. All right, so that means I can use new this thing. Let's use Pepperstone. Okay, yeah, that's USD CHF. All right, this USD CHF 4-hour time frame. Yeah, I love this. So we had that break of structure. I personally will be looking at this imbalance here, looking at this internal liquidity up here. Yeah, I do get the fact that some weeks here might actually have some information as well. Ideally, yeah, that would be what I'll be expecting, or looking at the higher time frame point of view. So I'll be having this. So say top range, down range, right? So that you guys can have that chart. So that will be my top range. This will be my down range. So this is going to be my imbalance. This is going to be my point of interest. Point of interest. All right. What else? What else have I not had there? Liquidity grab. So this becomes liquidity sweeps. Intergalactic space penguin. Yep. What else? What else have we not added to our trade, to our chart? Potential area for redistribution. Well, that's in the POI already. So I'm going to send this out like this first. Okay. All right. So looking at that, we know that after we've taken out external liquidity, we can be anticipating what? Distributions above the highs, which I see on the daily time frame happened here. You can see, did this give us an higher high? No. What was the last high? So okay, we have this break of structure, we have this liquidity sweeps here. This is looking so higher low, higher high. This is not an higher low. This was a false break of structure. You see it? No, this is not a false break of structure. This actually broke, but then this guy, this liquidity came and then swept all of those guys there. So looking at that place there. Okay, yeah, which makes more sense now. Okay. I love this liquidity here. Liquidity, same magnet below. Okay. They have this potential area for redistribution right here. Remember, no evidence, no trading. If I don't get any evidence in this case, I'm not going to take the trade. So I'll see this here. this. Then I can see this as some kind of internal liquidity. Internal liquidity. Let me use this magnet. Those double tops. Double tops? Where are the double tops? Is there a double top here? Yeah, I get. Yeah, those double tops. So you can see how we swept all of these guys here. Intergalactic space penguin. Okay, so top range, down range. This becomes your down range. Then this becomes your top range. All right, and I guess our trade is complete. All right, let me quickly go to Euro Swiss. Well, yeah, it's a counter trend because basically you understand that we're trying to look for what's it called now? We're trying to take the trade to a lower low. So being aware, that's why I said it's not necessary. This might be their new lower low. Higher low. They might just decide to just continue to the pushing to the upside. But we being smart money traders, our idea is we know it's a counter trend. We have this break of structure already. So we are expecting that ideally they should come back here to give us that evidence to take it lower. And then probably say aim for these lows and then inside this imbalance, or probably maybe say inside this imbalance here. One of those two. All right, Euro Swiss real fast. Euro Swiss, and then I can check my good old indices. Whew. All right, Euro Swiss. I don't know if the person that uploaded that. Okay, looking at Euro Swiss, do I want to buy now? Looking at this, I don't think I want to buy. I'll sell rather. I don't think I want to sell. I'm coming. Let me look for the chart. Is Mr. Chibuzo on the call? Let me see. Mr. Chibuzo was the one that sent me that chart today. Can someone upload that link to me? Euro Swiss today. Because the trade was looking so good. You could see that break of structure there. We came into this PO high here. So it's looking real good. But looking at that weekly time frame, I don't think I want to catch that falling knife. Or that it's not a falling knife because it's not going down. If at all I want to buy, then I should. If at all I want to sell, then I should be selling around this area as well. Okay, yeah. Okay, exactly. So you could see that Euro Swiss we accumulated. This looking so sweet. But looking at this weekly time frame now, the only thing I see is probably maybe they created this high, so probably come down here to then go up. I don't think I want to be taking a trade here. I think I might likely want to sit this one out. I don't think I want to be taking a trade here. Higher time frame is not giving me, of course, the trade, everything is clean about this trade. You can see that we distributed, right? You can see how we distributed beautifully on the 4 hours here, that 4-hour break of structures. And then we had that 30-15 minutes shift. You can see we came into this we are anticipating them coming into this imbalance. You see that break of structure, which showed here. You can see all of that. But I don't think, the only thing making me skeptical is the weekly time frame and the daily time frame. If at all I want to buy, then I should be buy. If at all I want to sell rather, then I think I'll likely want to sell in this place. So that will be that for a card. So let's see the NASDAQ. Okay, I think I have markings here. So looking at the NASDAQ, the first thing is you can see this is our trading range. This is our trading range. So ideally, I'm expecting us to continue bullish. up to 50%. I'm expecting us to continue bullish up to 50%. As markets opened, sorry guys, hold on. All right, sorry guys. Let's check something. And still another color for this. So I'm expecting them to come into this 50%, and this looks interesting to me. That looks interesting to me, so I'll keep that in mind. So I'm expecting us to at least push up, probably to 618 or 786, because I'm seeing an imbalance around there, and then continue, or give me this weekly break of structure, retest, and then go to an all-time highs. So for that, of course, I don't use to share signals, the charts, just telling you what to anticipate, because for indices, you necessarily don't want to give that. And see this height here. Trying to look at something. See this break of structure, we retest, came back into this space, we retest. So probably maybe we already have a new higher high. So probably maybe we drop down a little bit to continue upward. But 230 we decide. 230 we decide. But basically, long-term view for me remains that, keeping in mind that we have this higher high, a lower high, and then this lower low. I'm just seeing something now. Can you see this? $11,650. 11,650. Where is 11,650? Okay, if Nasdaq breaks this high,
I can't see anything. Is he talking at all?
All right, sorry guys. I quickly had to do something here. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I didn't. All right, so I was saying, can you guys see how we had this break of structure here? We broke this structure here. I'm coming. Let me look at US 30. Okay, US 30 does not have indices, NASDAQ, S&P 500. Where's my trading? Okay, is that a lower low? Yeah, that's actually a lower low. Woo, I didn't see that actually. I actually didn't see that. All right, so looking at that, seeing how, okay, I was using this. Seeing how we have this break here, then I just see this, but then this can be accumulation to distribution. So basically this might continue to push up into this area, probably say fill in this imbalance here, right? And then distributes from here. So that might happen. Okay. That might happen actually. And I love that. I love that. So I'm looking at this. Let me mark out this imbalance here for reference purpose. So I'm expecting the NASDAQ. This still remains my down range. This is going to remain my down range. And this is going to remain my top range. All right, so that's going to be my range, my trading range. So I'm going to be expecting the price to continue up until 50% actually, up until 50%. Anything above 50%, I'll be expecting distribution. I'll be expecting distribution. At least maybe at the 618 because this looks juicy to me. This candle is really looking juicy to me. So that would be my idea on NASDAQ. All right. And this continues. So I do see this one taking out these highs. This one taking out these highs. So any question? Any question before we shut it down? I have another call in 10 minutes. Any question? Any question? Any question? Bitcoin. All right. Yeah, we can do Bitcoin. Bitcoin. EU. EU is the same as EU now. EU is the same as EU, but let's see. So looking at Bitcoin, I think I had some markups on Bitcoin. So when we're looking at this area, we distributed the Bitcoin, took out that trend line there. Wow, Bitcoin came into that imbalance and then expanded to the upside, giving us a new range. So this becomes your new higher low and then your new higher high. GU we sell and GU we buy. I don't understand. All right, so that becomes your new higher high. Ooh, can you imagine? So I just see it's coming into this place and reaccumulating. You can see how we came into that imbalance already. So I'm coming. What's going on? You can see how we came into this daily imbalance. Tapped it a bit, swept this low, tapped it a little bit. Here. So it's possible we still drop down here, but if you have to follow current trading range, then I do see us coming into this imbalance here. and then this last push down. And you can see how this sweeps that liquidity, least. But then there's some kind of equal, is it equal low? No, that's not an equal low. And then took out those highs. Took out those highs there. So basically, I feel this is what I see on Bitcoin. Well, I don't trade Bitcoin though. It's coach that trades Bitcoin. Yeah, it looks like equal lows, but it's not. It's actually not. You can see there's some pipettes there. So I'll be expecting something in this imbalance here. But let me just send this out for reference. So in case I'm correct. I welcome our farms. I'm correct. All right, let's do AU. AU looks good. I think the year is even coming to an end. Maybe I should all do like, say, take 10 students and then train 10 students for the year cost to an end. Make quick cash. What do you think? But taking students can be so much stress. Yeah, I had this some few weeks back. AU does not like obeying my analysis. AU just used to say I'm an idiot. So I don't like trading AU. Sorry, just hold on. What's this? Kilele. Well, the thing is, looking at EU and AU, well, I don't know. Probably maybe this guy wants to come up. But I don't think AU can come up and EU will keep going down. I don't think so. Because most likely they move the same way at times, most of the time. So probably maybe this might continue to drop to the downside. Steady and trade, you can see we have this break of structure, we have this retest here. We created a new lower low here. So probably maybe it comes into this imbalance here and then distributes. But then I don't like it because this looks like internal liquidity to me. Because this is not a lower low. This is not a lower low. Assuming this was a lower low, I would have loved that face there. But it is not. Is it? Okay, looking at the 2 hours, it actually is. You can see we have this high, we have this low, we have this high, we have this low, we have this high, then we have this low. So probably say trade into this place, right? Last push up. So probably pop up into this place and then distribute. So that basically is what I'll be looking at if I was to trade AU. But I'm deleting everything on AU. So we could say, but I don't know if it's a top range yet because it's not reversing yet. So I could just use something like this. And then say potential area for distribution. Yeah, that would be what I'm looking out for. That would be my AU idea, but I don't like it. It's in within the range that I don't like. So basically that would be it. Okay, so I'm seeing some private charts here. All right, just message me. Send me a DM if you want me to coach you. It's not coaching student though. Just send me a private DM in my Telegram. Just send me. Maybe I can consider like 10 or 15 or 5 or 2. I don't know. Or send me a private DM. All right. So guys, any other question? And Mr. Mohammed, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed. It's good to have you on the call. My regards to India and everyone in India. Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So guys, what more shall I say? This week, don't blow your account. Don't blow your account. If it is not clear, stay out. If it is not clear, do what? Stay out. If you don't have evidence, don't trade. Don't force anything on the market. Trust me, don't force anything on the market. One step at a time, one trade at a time, one step at a time, one trade at a time. Grow, don't jump, grow. Take a 1 to 3 consistently, grow from your 1 to 3 to your, grow your account from 1 to 3 to 1 to 5. Then you can start taking swing trades. Whenever you forget the fact that only consistent 1 to 3 is going to build your account. Yeah, everybody in Nigeria, this should be pretty. So all of you, shalom. Consistent 1 to 3 is the only way you can grow your account. Don't get greedy. Don't let your mind tell you that if you this thing is still going to go up, so leave the trade instead of you taking partials. Don't leave money on the table. Don't let a winning trade turn into a losing trade. Learn when to break it down. What else? What else? Let's go and prepare for Coach birthday. So I guess that will be all from me. See you guys when I see you. I'm not promising next week, but let's see. If I am less busy, I'm sure we have the call. Sure we have. Wait, is Coach on the call? Because that's the way Coach used to enter call. I always do ghost for all of us. Okay, Coach, don't go Abuja. Coach Ada is Abuja. Let me stop recording so I can say what.